And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father. He jump in right on time and just knows what to say all the time. We got DR.
Yo.
All right. We got D Wolf.
Yo, greetings.
And last but not least, we have Crystal.
Hola.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Ray, the next show, Crystal better be the first name you say, because I'm tired of her being the last name you say. I'm tired.
He's always the first person to name out first.
No, I'm always the first person you name.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're always the first person.
And I mean, nah, it's cool. It's just it was a joke. It was just funny.
I got it. It's my, I guess that's my like little OCD ish. I don't know. A little bit, not big, but without further ado, let's get into the show. I meant to put this in the topics to talk about, and then like last minute just like hit me, so I'm just gonna knock this out first. So have y'all heard about the guy? I guess he was eating at a restaurant. He was calling a white guy out for racism.
Oh yeah, the dude who was yelling at the white dude because he told him to like turn his phone down or some shit.
Yeah. Has anyone else seen that video?
No.
No,
I don't think so.
the first of hearing of that.
Okay. Luckily, I have it pulled up. So I want y'all to decipher if what you think this is racist or not. So I'm gonna just play the video and
what was it that you was asking me before you interrupted me with my dinner? Because I turned it all the way down for you. Is there a reason why you would ask me to turn my phone down when there's a band playing music that I don't give a fuck about hearing? Do you think it's appropriate for you to ask me, a 33-year-old, a black man, to turn his motherfucking phone down? You shouldn't say a motherfucking thing to me. My hand shouldn't be shaking while I'm eating my motherfucking chicken. Now what you better do is talk to do over there and leave me the fuck alone. You won't ask another black man to turn his motherfucking phone down no time soon again.
Now,
so now that y'all gotta look at that, what is your opinion on that?
What did them niggas do to make that nigga that mad?
they didn't give him reparations.
I don't understand why he was so upset. I would have just looked at him and then continued with my food. Like, why did you have to throw a fucking? You're in public, my nigga. Like, I'm befuddled. I'm schmageldorfed.
That was unnecessary as shit.
Like, bro, like you're in public and yo, somebody's literally asking. I'm pretty sure he asked politely, "Hey, yo, can you turn your phone down or whatever?"
Damn, this is a rare occasion we can say the white person didn't do anything wrong. Ain't this a bitch?
Nigga, all he did was ask him to turn his phone down a little bit. I mean, we wasn't there, so you know what I'm saying. So we don't know how loud the phone was, but if it was loud enough for that man to say, "Oh, turn it down a little," then bro, that's not even something you would even like. If you really wanted to ignore that, you could. That's all I'm saying. You didn't have to fucking throw a tantrum. Now you got everybody looking at you crazy because it's all over the internet because you thought you ate. Like, bro, this is weird. Wow, I don't know. It is weird, bro. You should have just sat there and ate your food.
Here's my
Yeah.
The music. If you don't like where you're sitting, if you don't like the music, why the hell are you giving them your money to sit there and be tortured by it just to intercept why people are there? When people go there and there's a whole band playing, that makes it worse. I thought it was just the radio. But if it's a whole fucking band, my nigga, like, why are you sitting there If somebody is playing a band, it's people that's going there to actually hear the music and eat the food. So if somebody's telling you, hey, can you lower the music, and they're not being disrespectful, they're just asking you to lower the music. And you cannot respectfully say, you know what, I don't feel comfortable doing that, but I'll leave, and come to some kind of reasonable adult decision. Then you have nothing to worry about. Like, what is the fucking problem? Then you're cursing at your elder. You wouldn't like if somebody, especially of a different race, was to curse at your grandmother or grandfather. We don't know even if he's fought for this country. We know that most elderly wear these hearing aids. And to be honest, if it's typical music that modern men of his caliber listens to, and judging from what he's speaking and how his intellectual skills are, which are non-existent, you can tell that he listens to trap music. And I would tell his ass to lower the fucking music as well, because nobody want to hear that shit. That nursery rhyme bullshit. All right?
That's what I was gonna. Yeah,
I like trap music. Damn.
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, it probably wasn't even the volume. It probably wasn't even the volume.
Because if you there rhyming talking about A, B, C, D, no, turn that shit off. What is that?
Because remember, he said there was a live band playing. So I was like, oh, so you're at an establishment that has a live band, but you still decide to play your music on the phone, loud or not. You're fucking this up. And he asked you, right? He didn't demand. It doesn't seem like he demanded you. This would have been a different story. But the fear on this man, because remember, you see, he was shaking, right? So I'm like, yo, it's this bad. For a lot of people, this is what it takes. Like, I'm sure nothing like this has ever happened to him before in his life, right? But until the indoctrination and all this shit was bombarded, whereas if anybody talks to him, he's gonna feel it, and it's like mind over. Yo, it's insane. You saw him? He's all jittery and shit and couldn't stop himself over somebody asking him to turn the music. Like, come on, yo. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at her like, why the fuck are you shaking for? That was the what are you shaking? It was like, was it out of anger or was it out of fear? So I don't. First of all, why the fuck don't you have headphones? That's why they invented
I was
headphones.
thinking the same shit. That was gonna be my exit comment from this topic.
It's like, yo, that's why people have, what is it, the AirPods or Bluetooth headphones, or so that you can listen to your music and not bug anybody. You are in public, so it's like I don't know if y'all rode the metro before, but when you hear niggas try to blast their music on the fucking metro with their phones and shit, it's like nobody don't want to hear that shit, and there's always some like good nigga doing this shit. It's just like, yo, I don't. And look, we all know racism exists and all that, but we do not need to be throwing that word around every time a white man asks you to turn your music down. And I like, what's fun? The funny part about me is like the white man looking at him is like, yo, is it that serious that you gotta put yourself on camera and act a fool?
Record, I do want to say I don't hate all trap music, but it is a trick for me when it sounds like good. That's all.
That's understandable. Yeah. Hey, that's understandable. But I don't like it when it's blast on some staticky ass phone or some shit like that. They just don't know when the headphones on the phone.
I don't know what he was playing on that phone for him to say turn it down, but all I know is I wasn't there. So if it really, like, bro, it's not that serious. It's really not that serious. Like, it's a phone. You'll be okay.
This whole thing is just dumb.
Like,
any last words before we move on to our next topic?
You should have sat down and ate your fucking food.
It just was a waste of time.
Like all you had to do was just look at the nigga and then go back to eating your food.
This was such a waste of time.
Bro, sometimes like you don't need to throw tantrums. Like sometimes you don't need to say shit. Just shut up. That's the problem with niggas,
If
bro.
you're gonna be
Talk too
loud,
damn
why don't you just
And then
continue playing the music?
see, now when some racist bullshit does happen to one of us, shit like this is why we're not taken seriously.
Mm.
No, I don't even really think it's that. I just think it's just a
It's
case
part of it. It's
no,
part of it.
no, but the reason why I'm saying I don't really think it's that at all is because you're always gonna have dumbass people. Yeah, I don't think it really has anything to do with race. It's just you're gonna have dumbasses. Those people that are gonna undermine Black Death are gonna undermine it without that video or with it. So I don't think it really matters at that point.
Makes sense.
All right. On to our next topic. And these are some do you care? So do y'all care about Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon being fired?
Yes.
Why do you care, Father?
Listen, all right. Now, Tucker Carlson, I literally don't care about. He doesn't exist to me. It's the most. He doesn't exist to me. Anyway, Don Lemon, though, I find it very interesting because if you remember a time, first of all, I don't think there was ever a time like black people were ever cool with Don Lemon. I don't think I don't think I could ever name a time where y'all said, I wonder what Don Lemon up to today. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean,
Damn,
like,
You have a
nah,
point.
I have a point because like
that's what makes it
usually
funny.
yeah, usually like when I see Don Lemon on CNN, he's over there like being the black Democrat. You know what I mean when I say that? Like just regurgitating Democrat talking points, just being the being the good Negro. You know what I'm saying? Like the good little safe Negro that everybody likes in the office. You know what I'm saying? He can have conversations with everyone, but when it come to serious shit, he's serious. So like him being fired from CNN and apparently him not even knowing he was fired until somebody told him, bro, this is very interesting to me because like Don Lemon, that's a household name. You feeling what I'm saying? Like he's not he basically was the face of CNN for a very long time. I know Anderson Cooper is still there, but Don Lemon, like he
Oh,
was pretty much the face. You feeling what I'm saying? So the fact that he was let go in this manner, and then not only that, but the presidential candidate that he was talking to that had the nerve to talk about black issues like he knew what the fuck he was talking about. And then when Don Lemon has to check you as a Democrat, like bro, you definitely are saying the wrong shit, and you're supposed to be a presidential candidate. You just openly admitted that you know nothing about a significant portion of the people that are in this country right now. You feeling what I'm saying? Like it's so interesting how they could just gloss over Black history, and then you got Ron DeSantis incompetent ass talking about I'm gonna get rid of this book, I'm gonna get rid of that book, I'm gonna get rid of all the books, and I'm like, bro, you mother.
so Anderson Cooper is safe because he's confirmed CIA, but when it comes to where should I start? I'll start with Tucker. Wait, what are the circumstances? Do you know, Ray, as to why he was fired?
Was he fired or did he leave? I was never clear on that.
I heard he was fired. And then I'm not sure about Tucker, but for what Don Lemon, what Father said, he had to check somebody on like because he was saying some non-factual stuff about the Second Amendment and slavery, and Don had to check on it. Tucker Carlson, I think it's because he got on Trump or like he doesn't like DeSantis or something. I'm not sure. I could look that up while you give your thoughts. So,
yeah, because with Tucker, it's like it's in reverse. It's funny because what I'm about to say about Tucker, it's like the opposite for Don Lemon. But Tucker in the beginning, he was just like, basically everything we saw on the Daily Show like was fucking accurate, right? Because that's where I'm leading to is even today he will admit that. So I feel like, especially in recent years, when it came to Tucker on that channel, there's a reason why everybody flocked to him instead of everyone else. And now it's Greg Gutfeld who's destroying basically late night TV on his own, which is who would have imagined that shit? That's to tell you. So it was those two shows that are getting the most ratings, and that's good. That's a good thing. But at the same time, Tucker's been crossing some lines that nobody in power wants to be crossed. It don't matter whose side you're on. And he's been saying shit, bringing shit up that no other newscaster wants to talk about or afraid to talk about, who has to apologize later and shit like that. So that's what I was wondering, like, was he let go or did he leave? Because either way, it's the same story. Because when he speaks today, like outside of his show, and he's a guest on podcasts and shit like that, he says, like, he admits, like, I was part of the fucking system. I was spewing out bullshit because I thought I was right. I thought it was right. This is my team. This is my color. Blah blah blah. Right. And now he's saying just like, yo, this is, and he's been getting backlash from his higher ups and everything of late. So that's why I'm wondering, how do you lose this shit?
From what I read, he said that him and Fox News just agreed to part ways.
So nigga, that's fucking cover up talk. That's what
I'm telling you. I wish you were your future. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, and the researcher here, I've been, I'm telling you, these people don't like him behind the scenes. They don't like this guy, but he was making them money, and at some point, it becomes too much because they all have these news agencies. They have an agenda. There's so far they allow that leash to reach, where they start making moves. So now moving on to Don Lemon. When he started, because this was back when I used to watch the news, especially CNN, and there's shit I look back on now and be like, how the fuck did I miss that? But him in particular, he was not a problem. I used to like the dude, yo. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Where they get this dude? True. Where they get him? Right? And then when this weird shift happened, that's when he shifted into weird shit where he's saying some backwards. I'm like, I don't understand. It's because it's basically like there's several of them that's doing it that will say one thing, but they're doing it anyway. Like all white people are this and the other, but you're dating one. Kamala Harris, all white people are this and the other, but you're married to him. What's going on? Right? So I'm like, when he started doing shit like this, I'm like, yo, okay, this got to be a joke, right? This is a game. Because and CNN right now, it's the lowest. Like they've been destroyed already. Like I don't know. I'm surprised it's still running. It has to be CIA funded if it's still running, right?
I'm saying.
So the fact that like after all the scandals, all this and all the leaks, the Project Veritas leaks, all this, everything that's been going on, this one's a pet. I'm like. And the shit they're saying every day, the lies they're saying, that they would be caught in lies all day, every day. Everybody will prove them wrong. I proven them wrong. Everybody, son, and they still running. You see, so they got to start cutting ties because they're noticing people are starting to wake up, and they're like, you know what, and starting to ask questions because a lot of the people they follow that's not in the news are starting to ask the right questions. And when their heroes start asking the right questions, now the people they watch on the news are like, oh shit, they're starting to get it now. What, 3 years later? A little late, but okay. So yeah, that's where we are. So that's my opinion on what's going on.
So let me ask y'all this, because I don't think a lot of people watch the news except for older people. But do you think that either one of them, you go see them on like a podcast where they're just like on their own time and some shit like that? Bro, that way they don't have to like give it no one.
Yeah, Tucker, like, bro, like he can literally do whatever he wants. That's the thing. He can go on Twitter, people will follow him. He'll have a podcast, people will follow him. Like, bro, D-Wop said it earlier. Like, bro, Tucker constantly leaving, he's taking a whole bunch of them motherfuckers with him. You feeling what I'm saying? So, bro, he's gonna be good regardless. Don Lemon, I think he's gonna be good too. He could go the Roland Martin route. But the problem is, if he does go the Roland Martin route, there's going to be a lot of people coming at his neck because Roland Martin got a lot of people coming at his neck. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I can't believe. I'm sorry, Role the Boule Bird.
It's
Oh
still
my,
hilarious. That's exactly what I was thinking about too.
I can't. I can't, yo. Every time I look at that shit, I'm like, I will never in my life piss someone off to that extent where they start making fucking puppets about me. But yeah, like, bruh, I mean, I'm gonna be looking more so at Don Lemon because I feel like there might be like a little there might be a little phase where they'd be like, oh, they might bring him back, or there might be like a little CNN brings back Don Lemon, like that might be a possibility too. But he might just do his own thing. Well, we'll see.
I think it's perfect what place with Don Lemon because he's been working there for how long? 17 years?
He's been there a while.
He's been there a while. Well, the way that they went about firing him, if anyone was there for more than even 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you think to some degree, because I couldn't understand his statement that he thought that the job he worked for all these years had some kind of loyalty to him to give the information about him being fired directly to him. It's kind of like, back in the day when Black people would still walk into white owned stores and think that they're actually going to get their money in their hand, whatever change that was left after paying for inventory that is not making them any money in any shape or form. They're just giving their money away. I felt like Don Lemon thought with that statement he made that they were obligated to give him the change in his hand. So I think it really needed to happen for him to just show people do not stick with one thing. I don't know if he has a plan. I don't know if he has another side gig, another job, but I think, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but I think this is a great lesson for us to teach our kids. Do not be complacent in one job, always have something else, and do not think that any job that you've been there for a number of years is obligated to treat you with respect and consideration.
I just remembered. Speaking of CNN and the scandals, he was involved in, I think, a couple of them, and there were lawsuits, so that could be a factor as well. I think one of them was assault or sexual assault or something like that.
Nah, there was someone that accused him of that. Remember?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade and get fired from CNN. I had to. I'm sorry. It was right there.
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
As Don Lemon.
No.
People, as he told Tyler Qualley, people get my name mixed up all the time. They call me Don Lemon. Who the fuck calls you Don Lemon?
I just threw up something in the group chat that might be worth looking into.
Oh, yeah, I just seen it. WWE lawsuit claims Bianca Belair complained about recent scripts.
Yeah.
I've been sort of. We can talk about it though.
Let me
side quest, WWE side quest.
Yeah, WWE side. Okay.
I got popcorn going, so I'm gonna have my mic muted for a moment.
Go for it.
I guess I'm gonna just read this. Bianca Belair has been highlighted in recent lawsuit filed against WWE. The company has had a lot of lawsuits filed against them so far 2023, but this latest one from a former employee paints the company's creative team in a very negative light. According to a report from Bloomberg Law, a lawsuit against WWE has been filed by former employee Brittany Abrahams, alleges that she was discriminated against as a black female writer. Within the lawsuit, there are some claims regarding current Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, who stated that she had major issues saying the line, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass, because it made her sound ghetto. The lawsuit went more in depth regarding her arguments with creator. Um, in a conversation with Miss Belair, the following day, Miss Belair informed the plaintiff that she told Dunn, I guess Kevin Dunn, 3 different times that I don't want to say that line, but he never listened to me. He puts that line in every week. Miss Belair said discriminatory lines made her look ghetto. And that's mostly it. So what y'all think?
Wait, did they mention the other like pitches that they had for Mansoor? Does it mention that at all?
No, but I saw that on Twitter. I was about to click on that, but what was the one about Mansoor?
So apparently, so there was one for Mansoor, and then there was one for Reggie. So the one for Reggie, he was actually supposed. You know that shit he did with Carmella, right? He was actually supposed to be in drag. Like they was gonna make him a drag queen while he was doing that, and I would have been like, that would have been the most terrifying, most traumatic thing you could have ever done if you did that shit. Then, on top of that, Mansoor, bruh, he was about to have that nigga admit that he was behind 9/11, because him, Aaliyah, and it was someone else. It was him, Aaliyah, and someone like they basically team up or whatever. It is supposed to be like a love triangle. It was weird as fuck.
It sounded like some Vince McMahon shit.
Like it was weird as fuck. I'm reading this and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like 9/11? Like what?
You do not want. I'm glad he said no.
Yeah, bro, not even that, but like not even that. There's a member of the roster whose father actually died in 9/11, so that would have been so disrespectful. You feel what I'm saying? So like, that shit they gotta think about. But to even pitch that, it's like, bro, are you high? But then I looked at his skin color and I'm like, you know what? It makes sense that you would want to see some shit like that. As for the Bianca Belair shit, like taking earrings off, saying I'm gonna beat your ass, like really?
Why am I not surprised?
like fucking really, like, bro, this is the world champion we're talking about. Make her do world champion things. It's not hard.
Here's my take on this, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
We all know how much of, and let me turn my TV down real quick. We all know how much of a role model and influence that Bianca Belair has become for young black girls, right? That being said, obviously she knows this. She doesn't want to be, painted in a certain light. She doesn't want to be presented as, stereotypical XYZ. She, you know, she has an image to keep up now. So I fully understand her not wanting to do and say certain things that would tarnish that image. This is someone who, knows her worth, knows that there's, a whole community looking up to her. So she's obviously going to do any and everything to protect that.
I agree with that. I agree with that a lot. It's probably why Naomi and Sasha Banks hasn't come back, because it's the way they got fucked over. Now everybody's seeing how, like, they're over there doing things, and everybody's looking at them like, well, you might as well not come back. Especially like since now Mercedes Monet is over there in Japan, and you seen a comment she made? She was like, she finally felt my bad. She finally felt like she get to do whatever she wants and not feel restricted with her ideas. Like whatever ideas she has, she can do them, and she doesn't have restricted. So now that she's feeling like that, I think there's a reason why Chris Jericho says why he never wants to go back, and why like I guess Big Show is the same way. So like
The biggest part about that too is the schedule, because WWE schedule is especially brutal.
Yes, it's very brutal. What, they work like 300 days out the year?
Yeah, they work 300 days. That's fucking crazy as shit, bro. 300 days
Yeah,
on the road, and you gotta, and they have to provide their own transportation.
that's a lot.
That's a lot, bro.
Well, I'm glad Bianca's in a position where she can say no. It's just like usually you hear like everyone has to like they'll do it or they'll lose their job, and the only people that will say no is like either John Cena, Randy Orton, and sometimes CM Punk. So I'm glad she's in that position where she can like say I don't want to do this. So and plus Kevin was it Kevin Dunn? He never had like a good reputation. Every time I hear his name, it's always something bad. So
Yeah, he's never had a good reputation. So, well, at least from like what I've seen from like just the shit that they talk about when he's involved. But
yeah. So I guess any last words before we move on to our next topic?
bruh,
This the
like,
last thing we need WWE.
bruh, this man, right in the week where they fucking revealed their new world championship, and this is the shit they got to deal with. Like, damn.
Speaking of what you think of the belts,
I think it looks good, but you know what? I mean, it looks good. I'm not like amazed. I think it looks good. I just need to see it on somebody.
You know what's sad? My joke was I can't wait till they put that on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I saw that, and then,
bro.
They was having fun with that on Twitter.
yeah, he had like both titles and that title on his waist. I saw that. I was like, yo. I mean, it would look good, but yo, please.
I would laugh. I know they're not going to do that, but I would laugh my ass off if they did that shit.
That would be the ultimate troll.
Okay. On to our next topic. Do y'all care about the shit that's going on with Marcus Houston and his wife? I guess.
What, the baby?
No, I don't think so.
Cause that shit is wild. It's not, bro. It's not even the fact that they're married. Is what he said in regards to that relationship. That nigga said he don't want no like 40-year-old woman or a woman his age because they already done had kids and all that other shit. I was like, yo, what? That's crazy. Like, but the thing is that was shocking about it is that they met when she was like in her late teens, I believe. Well, I'm like, yo, this. So we're just gonna, and then we just kind of watched him marry her, and now like they're married. I think she already had his child.
Yeah, he has a child with her.
A daughter.
Yeah, it's a daughter.
He said, we're all just like, yo, word? Like, I don't think. I mean, like when it comes to this, I don't really think there's anything left to be said. He did it, and it's right there in our face. So even if we do have a problem with it, it's done.
So,
Mhm.
go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead, Crystal.
I don't actually have a problem with it because it's girls like this that when they get like in their 30s or 40s, then they wake up, unfortunately, because then they start becoming a what you call a nurse aide wife, meaning that Marcus is going to get older. Unfortunately, we can't reverse our age, and eventually she's going to have to be the one to take care of him,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he's gray. So if we were really looking at the age gap, it's cool at first when you're a teen dating an older man, but it's not so much fun when your friends are out partying and living their best life and you got to roll around your husband in a wheelchair because both of you guys are not growing at the same level, experiencing the same things. Like it's all fun and games now, but I don't know how many women I've came across where in their teens they get with a guy like late 20s to 30s to 40s, and then they are the main ones complaining about how they have to go for their medication and carry them around and roll them around and they can't do the activities that they would do if they were a young father or a young husband. And let's not even get to the sexual discord that happens when people get older for the woman and the man. So, women of a younger age is going to be less understanding as to why you can't go 3 times a day like you used to. So, I think it's perfect because it's no changing her mind. It's just women out there or little girls out there that won't get the concept until they have to actually take care of their husband and be selfless. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, in my early 20s, I had a lot of girls, friends telling me how they have a grown ass man. Like a man is a man, but they have a grown ass man. And even now, they're calling me like, I got to do this, I got to do that. Like they be annoyed. Or you'll see like little memes because that's how little girls express themselves now. So at the end of the day, I just have one question. A lot of men that want to groom, and it is grooming because the woman is not fully developed mentally. So it's grooming. Um, I would like to know, do they want their little girls or daughters to, will they be okay when their daughters get of age to be sexually active, to date a late 20s year old man, to date a man in their 30s and 40s? I don't want to hear how, I don't want even them having a concern because you were willing to get with their mom. So the daughters are looking at what you, when y'all got together, and she's going to copy that because you're the example. She's not going to see anything wrong. And these men, even today, I've seen, oh, this man ain't going to date my daughter at age 17, 16, or whatever. But when did you meet her mom again? So you can't be hypocritical. You just got to let shit be.
It's a paternal instinct.
That's actually a very, very different approach than I've heard from other people, Crystal. So that's actually because usually I just hear the grooming talk, but the whole, the young woman taking care of the older man, that's actually different. I've never heard anyone talk about that aspect of it. So that's very interesting. And my question was, do y'all really consider this grooming? And obviously, Crystal said, yeah.
I mean, I would also say that it's grooming only for the mere fact that not only do you have an age advantage, but you also have a class advantage. You are far more wealthy than she is. You feeling what I'm saying? So she's gonna feel like even if she did have sense and let that shit go, what other man is gonna come close to that? You feeling what I'm saying? So there's also that aspect that needs to be looked at as well. Maybe it's much easier for a man with that type of wealth to, get those younger women because those younger women are going to secure their future very early. At least that's what the context is. So when those types of, when those type of elements are like factored in, then you can see why these type of relationships can happen because Marcus Houston is not the only nigga to do this. As a matter of fact, this was actually pretty common at a certain point in time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even to this day, you have a whole bunch of, like, you have girls that are like 20, 21 year old, 21, be with dudes that are like going to their 50s. I see that shit like a lot. You feeling what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of those same girls be like, "Oh, she getting the bag." I'm like, okay. That's all I'm gonna say. All right,
They
get the
get
bag.
and a catheter.
Get the bag. Go ahead.
A
It's yours.
colostomy bag. That's what it.
Yeah, but you know, you gonna carry that weight. What did Cowboy Bebop say? You gonna carry that weight.
Yeah. Oh, this is all I'm gonna say. If they're happy with it and she's cool with it, I really don't judge their relationship. Um, I wouldn't do it probably because I just look at it as weird, and plus I've always been attracted to older women, so that's just me. But I also he likes what he likes, so if that's what he wants and that's what he got, then I guess he um yeah, if that's what he wants, then that's what he gets. So I don't know. My thing is, if it's going to last 10, 20, 30 years, is how are people going to look at it? If he really gets what he got out of it, and they raised a good family, so that's what I look at it as. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Bruh, I literally had something and then I forgot. Oh my god.
The only last words I have to say is for any young girl listening, if you choose to date an older man, you definitely will be clingy at first or in love, and then you're slowly gonna like separate yourself mentally. And before you even date an older man, get therapy. Seriously, make sure that you're in it for the long haul and understand that at some point you are going to really change and grow as a person, and things do may change, and there's nothing wrong with that, but just make sure that you really think about everything in its totality, because once you have a kid with them, I'm not saying that's it, but you really got to look at long term. Are they going to be there when that child is ready to have a child of their own? Think of things like in that nature.
Oh, I got it. I found it. So what I want to say is, especially to like the younger ladies out there, or like just to women in general, especially my black women, stop advertising yourself like you can be bought in a relationship, because it really, really, really does make you look a certain way. And I feel like this is where a lot of pushback from like men are coming from, because it's okay to want financial security in a relationship. Of motherfucking course, that should be a given. But there's a difference between looking for financial security and looking for someone who just has a lot of money that you can use. You feel what I'm saying? It's a huge difference. And a lot of y'all move around like, oh, if his pockets ain't deep, then he'll never have a chance. It's like that's like your bare minimum. You need someone with like a lot of money. And it's like, who is this person at his core? Who is this person about? What are his friends like? What is his ambition in life? How does he treat the people around him, and how does the people around him treat him? Like, ask the important questions. Look at the important things. Yes, a fat wallet is great. Someone with a lot of money is great. If you can get that, that's fine. That's cool. But your financial security should be your priority. It shouldn't be the priority of another man. Because if that's the dynamic you're always chasing, you'll never have power over the relationship. And then you'll be wondering why you're always motherfucking miserable. You're always crying. You're always drained. You're probably having children by people that don't love you. So then you just become drained. And this is becoming quite common. So just take care of yourself.
Also, whoever put them cornrow wigs on Marcus Houston's head needs to kill himself. That shit looks terrible.
God damn, Ray.
Wow.
But have you seen it?
I mean, yeah, I seen it, but I didn't know it was like that.
I
Bruh,
haven't, but goddamn,
bruh,
it must be
it's up
something
there.
else.
It's up there with the Tyler Perry wigs. I'm just going to let you know.
Oh, not the Tyler Perry wigs, bro.
And it was on Tubi, so you know how ghetto that is.
Oh, yeah, but you know
The
what?
Tyler Perry wig.
But you know what? Dreadlock Lucius will always win.
Oh my
The
god!
fuck?
Yeah, when that nigga had dreadlocks, I said, "What the fuck is that?"
That shit was terrible.
What the fuck?
I will say this, and I could be wrong. So, but I'm just gonna say this anyway. Um, I know a lot of people look at when an older man dates a younger woman. A lot of people think that they're manipulating, and I'm going and I. Yeah, although that can be true, I don't think that's that all the fucking time. And I'm going to, and if anything, I learned from Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, most of those women was in their 30s. So when R. Kelly was messing with them, they was in their 30s. And usually around that time, your brain is fully developed, and everybody said, "Oh, you can't manipulate them like you can manipulate the older women." R. Kelly was manipulating women in their mid 30s and 40s in that second one.
Easily.
So easily. So Father has a point about it could be classism, but I would like for some of y'all to miss me with the bullshit when y'all saying like the younger girls get manipulated, because I've seen some smart ass young girls and some dumb ass 40-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah,
who
groupies. That's the
can get
name of them.
manipulated
Groupies.
will get manipulated, and
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna leave it at.
I'm glad you said
Shit.
you're right. You're right. We've seen people even in their fucking 50s, and I don't mean to say it on here. Hopefully you don't get banned or anything, but I'm just going to say a particular singer with a particular guy that was with that Spanish chick from that reality show. Fuck it. I'm just say it. It's Faith Evans and Jay. I guess.
Stevie J.
Yeah. Like
Go
they're
ahead, say it.
horrible mistakes. And I personally feel like she is being manipulated. They're manipulating each other. So you are absolutely right on that.
I know. I understand, and like even like I said, if you dating someone, I'm 34, so person 10 years younger than me is like 24. But if I happen to like date someone, I will hope you would think that we just vibe and offer the good stuff, and not that I'm manipulating someone. Because I don't think most people who do date young is trying to manipulate people. They're just trying to find someone to vibe with, and they just happen to be younger. The shit does happen, but like I said, I know some smart ass 19-year-olds and I know some dumb ass 40-year-olds. So I'm gonna leave it at that. On to our last topic, and I'm gonna just play the video and get y'all thoughts about that. I think some of y'all will know where this is going as I play this video, so I'm gonna just play it.
Oh boy.
Well, that's true. That is very true. But you know what? There's more of us than you. Because after all, there's enough of us to keep Trump out of office. We have allies who are also arming up. Because this is a war you started. The old expression, you prod the bull long enough, you're going to get the horns. If you back a wild animal into a corner, they're going to become a dangerous animal. So if you want to die on that hill of yours of righteousness and moral majority, then you go right ahead. I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make. I dare you to try and stop a transgender woman in my presence from using the bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make. This is a call to action and a call to arms to everybody within the United States that are scared, worried, have children that are transgender, lesbian, bi, or gay. This is a call to action. You need to arm up. Plain and simple. Go out, buy a gun. Learn how to use it efficiently, through and through. Because the time to act is now. You need to protect yourself, and you need to protect your fellow transgender brothers and sisters and theys and thems. You need to protect the rest of us in the LGBT community, as I'm going to do myself. I do not fear Christians. I do not fear conservatives. I do not fear evangelicals, and I do not fear Republicans. They just talk a big game. That's all they do. But heaven forbid you do something in my presence. You're going to know what fear actually feels like. I'm done. I am done with this shit.
I think y'all get the drift. Any thoughts
All
on
this.
this?
All this to use the fucking women's bathrooms.
Just use the bathroom.
Oh my god, son.
Now, yeah, we're laughing and joking, but someone somewhere is going to actually take this shit to heart. And that's something we need to like discuss on some serious shit, because we've talked about how people spit in, you know, dangerous, potentially violent rhetoric, such as this. You know, the problems it can cause.
I hear you, Dion. I agree with you. But at the same time, I think it's already gone past that point.
Yes,
Because, like, you think about it, a lot of trans women do get killed just for being trans. You feel what I'm saying? And, like, it is an issue that they do have to face. So I don't have an issue with them saying you need to arm up and you need to protect yourself, because any person who loves their life is going to protect it. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like this particular video is just addressing the fact that right now it's getting real hostile out here. You feel what I'm saying? So
I find it interesting. I find it interesting. I guess they neglected to mention the groups within their own ranks that don't agree with the whole bathroom thing. They have whole organizations within the LGBT who are like, yo, this is not what we do. This is not how we are. This pushing this agenda, having them dance to this or read to our kids. I didn't sign on for this. Yes, I am what. Yes, I believe I am this, and I swing this way, this and the other. But I'm not. I don't go. I don't know what this is. What about those people? You didn't mention them because they have loud. Well, they're many, but they're not as loud. You know, so I found it interesting. You only mentioned the conservatives and shit like that. Yeah, they have a common, disagreement with it. Their reasons might be different, but they ain't down with this shit either way. But let's leave them out and act like and make it one-sided so you can have war, because this is all these people want. It's funny because I thought they were against it a few years ago during the Bush years. Now you want to fight, you want to kill, to use a fucking woman's back. All right. You're going to win that battle anyway, so go ahead.
I just would like to point out that if a Black person back in the day was to say to other Black people that we need to arm up and storm all the white bathrooms, the people that won't allow us to use the bathroom because it says whites only, and get our guns because someone is going to tell us verbally to not use their bathroom because we are a certain complexion, we would be labeled as a terrorist group.
Terrorizers.
So I understand where his fear is coming from, but here's where I have a problem. Biologically, we can understand that if you are saying that you need to arm up, obviously, it's some kind of fear that you have. You should address it with your therapist. You should not call people to get their guns and go and, if something happened, I'm going to kill them. You are admittingly saying that you want trouble. That is not how we go about life.
Unfrosted.
Okay.
Unfrosted.
Yeah.
It,
On top, what?
sorry, it's not it's not fear. It's toxic masculinity. That's what that is.
Yeah, but he mentally identify as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Biologically, he cannot be identified as a woman. On his card, it's not a woman. If he gets arrested, he will be thrown in a male jail. So we're gonna stick to facts and not facades. At the end of the day. So yeah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is that his speech and his rant is full of anger and bitterness, as far as I'm concerned. And all the mass shootings that's going on. So I understand a need for you to want to protect yourself off of an invisible fear that you have that you probably need to get checked out for. But what you won't admit to is that you are not biologically a woman at the end of the day. So you want to, trash on other people's rights to not want you in there because biologically you are not a woman. I understand that you have some people who will respect your thought process, but not everybody's perspective in this world should be geared towards yours. And if you really stand 10 toes down on what you believe you are, why do you need society to confirm it for you by you utilizing something that was meant for the biological woman? It's about respect. If anything, if you really respected the woman that you so want to be so bad on a biological level, you would understand that maybe we want our own shit and we don't feel comfortable with a man that is dressed up like a woman and has the essence of a woman being in a bathroom. I don't want my daughter to see you pulling out your what at a urinal or some shit. And we don't have urinals in a women's bathroom, but kids like to go under the booth stands and all that stuff. I would like them to stay focused on what is a biological woman. I don't want to have to explain why you look like a man in the bathroom. I don't want them to get comfortable thinking that any man can walk in there as long as they have some eyeshadow and extensions in their hair and think that it's okay. It's not okay. In fact, as a mother with 3 daughters, I feel very uncomfortable. Respect that. If I have to respect your pronouns, you should respect that I do not want to share a bathroom with someone who mentally believes that they are a woman and they mentally believe the world should bend down and, go with their perspective on top of intruding on my beliefs and my rights. If anything, you should ask for a third bathroom that caters to the transgenders or whatever he was identifying as. Have a bathroom specifically for you guys. So not only that, it'll be highly protected. It'll have video because obviously you guys are being his I guess I don't know what to really call him, but they're being attacked on a level where he feels the need to have to make a whole video. Obviously, it's not, cupcakes and sunshine, but I do believe that they should have a separate bathroom for the fact that on a biological level, you are not a woman, in my perspective.
So this dish that you're cooking, what's it called?
Chef Boyardee.
Damn.
I just want to say, this is very off topic. I think Chef Boyardee is disgusting.
Really? All right, how you make it though?
Every way I've had it is nasty.
Do you add season to it?
Every single way I've had it is nasty.
Okay, are you buying the spaghetti and meatballs, or are you buying other?
It was the ravioli.
No, I just stick to the meatball ones.
Ravioli is trash. The ravioli is trash.
I've had it seasoned. I've had it heated up. I've had it like straight from the can. All of them were trash.
Damn.
I haven't had it since I was a kid.
I've given them multiple chances, and I'm like, this is ass.
I gave them chances.
I did.
What about ramen noodles? Shit.
Hey, listen, ramen noodles was a staple growing up, so it's an acquired taste. Okay, Chef Boyardee is not an acquired taste.
I've actually had like one of Master P's couple noodles. It's okay. It's not that great.
I forgot that he had a kind of noodles food.
Yeah, I had the one with E40 in the front of it, and I was like, these are okay. You know, like,
now I'm curious. Do they still sell it?
Yeah, they still sell them. Yeah, don't do it to me like that. Any last word before we move into our final thoughts?
That's it for me.
Nope.
Look, I'm not to be insensitive, but I feel like we got bigger problems to worry about than you and your bathroom. So,
you don't say.
Right.
No, I was just like, I remember the first time they was talking about this during Obama. It's like, yo, we really talking about bathrooms, and it's just like, and the fact that this is still like, I don't want to call it a hot topic, but a topic is like, it baffles me sometimes. It's just like,
and the fact that it's gone this far at that.
I'm like, yo, it's like, please, can we not talk about this no more? But that's on me. We're gonna get into our final thoughts, and I'm gonna start with you, Dion.
All right. You said something in an earlier topic that kind of made a thought reoccur in my head. So one of these weird, I guess, buzzwords that have been going around lately is emotional intelligence. I always thought that was a stupid term. One's emotions and one's intelligence have absolutely nothing to do with each other. I've seen plenty of seemingly intelligent people do stupid shit because they had an emotional response to something. So I don't know why that word is even a thing. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, D Wolf, is on you.
Think I have anything. But okay. So okay. I got you. People who dare to question power, question authority are deemed conspiracy theorists. That's it.
That's it. Okay, Crystal's on you.
Alrighty then. All right, so I came across a video with a Caucasian lady asking her boyfriend, who happens to be African American male, as to why he don't date Black women.
Oh my God.
And his response was asinine. But then I came across another video of a Black man saying that he don't date Black women because they don't date up. So I just wanted to express my point of view on this topic that shouldn't even have any bearing. But anyway, I said that, well, my thought process is that Black women um, don't marry on the basis of what they consider marrying up. For instance, marrying is solely based on an individual need. For example, why do people who have money still off themselves? Because the majority of society norms is the more money you have, the happier you are. That's the societal norm that people think is the truth. But when you reach the top, you realize, some people realize, this doesn't make me happy. This is not fulfilling in any way, shape, or form. The way that the man was explaining, marrying up is in a form of getting assets and having access to resources that is like generational wealth. Well, if that's the case, I think the man that was talking about Black women, because we're always the topic about not marrying up, that would mean that any race of women that's not Black would be marrying down based off of his logical view. The conversation does not have any bearing because statistically, a majority marry within their own race. So the definition of someone marrying up seems solely on the basis of money and how well a woman can manipulate a man through acting submissive just enough to obtain his money in a divorce proceeding, since women are typically the initiators as to why there is such a high divorce rate. I'm kind of confused how Black women is the topic here, since it's stated that we don't even marry up. We um we marry down, so to speak, and we are not submissive. So who are they really talking about at the end of the day? You know, does it mean that women that aren't Black marry down if they happen to be with a Black man? I'm so confused, because why would this even be a topic? And why are they concerned about what Black women do when they already considered their preference and we are considered the undesirables? So it just goes to show you that a lot of people that bring up topics like this is not trying to really look at the logical view or the statistics. They just want to talk out their ass to seem validated in some way, because they have already exchanged their dick for something else. And that's all I have to say.
Why does it seem like every time when I hear a Black man's reason to not date a Black woman, it's always dumb?
Because they don't have a dick.
I was gonna say because they're dumb, but I guess that works too.
Okay, no dicks. Okay.
Nah, because, the men that I know would not even answer that question. They came from a Black woman. So why would they talk about something that they can't even relate to and have already disconnected from? Because half the time, if they knew how they were sounding, let's think about it. A majority of the race already considered the Black man with no assets, no money, and all this other shit. So what you're saying is that whoever's asking you this question, that your preference is, that's asking you this dumbass question, you're answering it like an idiot. You're basically outing yourself, because typically a Black man, if he gets assets and money, he's getting it through a white man. Majority of other women in different races consider marrying up as marrying a white man. So let's not play this fucking game.
Not even necessarily white, as long as he's rich.
Oh shit. Father is on you.
So I learned something very, very, very interesting today. And for some reason, I was on YouTube, and like a video came up, and it was called, let me pull up the video name. Hold on. Got it. All right. So the video is called "The Invention of Individual Responsibility." So the video was about an hour, and the video was so interesting because apparently this idea of personal responsibility was a propaganda pitch in order in order to deal with the fact that because they were moving from feudal to capitalist societies, that now there's a unemployment class. So personal responsibility is used, and this was actually the origins go back to the church, because the church was the ones that started saying that shit, that you have a personal responsibility to God and stuff like that, to work and toil the land and stuff like that. So as nations started to develop, what started happening was when industries started to pop up and markets started to pop up and shit like that, more people were going from the farms into like the factories, into like the places where industry was booming, so that they could earn money. When that happened, now you have a whole bunch of people that are not employed. They don't have a job anywhere. And as a result, they're not earning income. And so as a result, they're not going to be able to pay taxes. They're not going to be able to really participate in this new society that they're building. So the advent of personal responsibility when it comes to like the poor and poverty, because remember, they had poor laws back then. They had poor laws back then in order to deal with people that were in poverty. But now this is kind of like the precursor to the welfare state that we talk about and that we see today. So a welfare system is usually in place to help those who are unemployed find employment so that they can participate in that society. But you ever notice, it's very interesting how unemployment, once you go past a certain amount of income, your benefits will like decrease. So a lot of people are yeah, so a lot of people, they're like in this catch 22 where it's like, okay, I could get a better job, but if I do, my benefits, I'm going to get less money, and the money that I'm making now is still not going to be enough. Or stay where I'm at, still receiving the benefits because it's a little bit more money than what I was making before, so on and so forth, right? And you see the effect that a lot of this stuff is happening right now, right? When you see in France, that whole pension shit where they were trying to raise the age, they're rioting right now. They're like, bro, no. You feel what I'm saying? So I just think it's real funny how they like to say those who are in poverty, it's their personal responsibility for them to get out. But the system and the conditions that we live under actually give a platform to that poverty, or to that to that state of mind, because people like a self-helping man is going to help himself no matter what's case. If there's truly a case where somebody is in a position where they do not have the resources to help themselves, then the society that they live in should accommodate that in any way that they can. And if the person you know if that particular individual just can't be helped, then we'll know. But if that particular person actually, benefits from the systems that we do have to accommodate those issues, then you'll start to see people actually benefiting. And that's what we want. That's the desired result. I don't know. I just thought it was very interesting. This is definitely something that I'm going to be looking to like study a little bit more, because I always, always, always found it strange why we stigmatize poverty. It's already difficult enough for people to be in that position. But at the same time,
Mm.
those who don't want to help themselves are going to show that. And those who are just in unfortunate situations, well, we should be able to see that too, and we should be able to accommodate that. Those
I
are
have
my final
a
thoughts.
question.
Go ahead, Crystal.
I know this is your final thought. Do you think, based on the information that you just found out, like, should those programs be available? Should we like let every man cater to themselves and do it their way? Because there'll be more ambition to know that there's no one there. Like, do you think they need that extra push? Because if they have the programs and the people that have the programs is not really tapping into it the way that they need to in order to uplift themselves, and they're just living off of it and thinking that they are complacent, like, oh, I can't make too much money or else I'm not going to get this benefit. Do you see it as a hindrance more so than a helping hand? Because mentally they're already in poverty. Being optimistic, it's rarely there. So I don't know. What's your view?
So, okay. So I'm going to say this, right? So I think that there has to be incentive first and foremost. We can have the program there, but we have to make the individual understand that once you have an opportunity, it is up to you to develop the skills and develop yourself and to have that discipline to do that job and to do that work so you benefit from it. That you're not having this job in order to like get money type shit. You have this job because it's a benefit to you. That's what we should be prioritizing. The problem is profit. You understand what I'm saying? We have
Mhm.
a lot of we have people that they need the money in order to fund certain services and certain things, and everybody needs their certain cut of the pie in order to accommodate this growing number of unemployed people, or this segment of population that doesn't have those resources. What we should be prioritizing with those people is them ways to develop skills, and not only just develop skills but wean yourself off of these welfare programs because they're not designed for you to stay there forever. The
Mhm.
problem is that it's like you said before, if they make past a certain amount, their benefits decrease. You
Mm.
don't want to do that because then now you're saying, oh, well, then this person is cured. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're only weaning them off. You just take away
Right.
a little bit at a time. You don't take. That's like me. That's like a baby of mine, like a toddler of mine, learning to walk for the very first time, and then once he starts walking a little bit, okay, go run a mile. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
You,
exactly what
yeah,
happens.
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no, don't take them off completely. Like, no,
Mhm.
That escalated quickly.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, wean them off. Like, once you see that they're in the job for 6 months and they're comfortable, maybe
Oh shit.
actually applying a lot of the financial tips that you've given them, that you've provided for them, and
Right.
then you're able to maintain a steady rhythm, then you wean off the benefits a little bit more and more until they're able to stand on their feet. That's not what we do though.
No.
We like to see poor people. We like to see people who are in poverty who probably have addictions, because we like to stigmatize addictions too. And then we like to say, oh, these people, oh, they can't pull themselves out, so they're useless, they're garbage. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, no, that's not how that works. You don't just throw people away because they're not doing something that you designed them to do. That's not how that works. What
Mm.
you do is you give them incentive. That is the point that we're trying to make here. It's not about the money. Forget the job, forget the economy, forget all of that. This is a person. Deal with him on a human level. You're not seeing them as human beings. You're seeing them as property. You're seeing them as chattel. And
Mm.
the reason why you're doing that is because you learned it from the fucking history. That's how they used to treat people. That's how they used to treat the working class of this country. The working class of this country was originally the enslaved black people and the enslaved Native Americans that, they displaced. That was the original working class of this country. This country was built by blood. So, by extension, when they created this system called the United States of America, that's also how they view the working class. Your chattel, your property. You have an expiration date. That's why they have a pension system.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
uh, yeah. So, like, when you put all of these things into perspective, I don't even really think people are even having the correct conversations. The conversation we having shouldn't be, oh, how can we get all of these unemployed people employed so they can get back working again? The conversation should be, what in our system is preventing these people that are able-bodied and that are able to fill these roles? What is it about our system that's making them difficult? And then you fix it from the inside out. You don't look from the outside in and say, "Oh shit, this shit is broken." And then you get a whole bunch of confusion. You go through the inside, you see the little details where you see people are struggling, and then you help build individual solutions for every problem that you meet.
Yeah, I think that they know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
I think that they like to keep people dependent because then that means that you cannot, like, say for instance, if you meet someone overseas and you want to bring them into this country, if you're on welfare or on unemployment, you can't do that. I think that they like making money off of the people that are unemployed or in a situation like this because it's kind of like an obvious problem that it's hard to not see. So you're absolutely right, and I like your explanation too.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Yeah, bro. It was like again, I'm like kind of scratching the surface on this, but this is definitely something I'm gonna keep up with because it's very interesting how they treat these type of people. And I'm like, bro, for a nation that claims to be the richest country in the world, where we have all these billionaires and there's money literally everywhere in every crook and nanny of this place, y'all really make it difficult for a motherfucker to make some money. And I wonder why that is.
Because
Because
more money done.
yeah, and yeah, you feeling what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, you have like it's just the mere fact that you have so much in abundance, yet you have a system that makes it so difficult for people who already don't have it, and not even already who don't have it, but a lot of them created the conditions for them to not have it in the first place, aka black people. They literally destabilized and disenfranchised these people for 400 years, and now they look and play dumb whenever we talk about what ain't no real money in the black community. Gee, I wonder why 400 years of oppression will do that to a people.
There's your final thoughts.
Yeah, that's my final thoughts.
Uh, since we on that, I want to say this. I get sick and tired of hearing that this generation is lazy. It's just because I seen this video about some people talking about how the immigrants are outworking the Americans, and a lot of I seen a lot of American, especially American black people, agree with that, and it's talking about how this generation is lazy. And I know entitled, and you could say entitled one thing, but lazy I always disagree with because most of y'all wouldn't work for lower than the wage. How can you tell? How can you Yo, how can you
Sorry.
tell the person like know your worth, and then when they tell you they worth and they wouldn't work less than that, you call them lazy?
Hmm.
It's like I seen a lot of hypocritical stuff with that a lot of people throw out that it's just to the regular person it might just confuse them. But if you're going to tell somebody to know your worth, and I'm telling you, I'm not going to work less than this. My time is valuable and I'm going to get some value out of my time. The last thing you should call them motherfuckers is lazy. It's like, no, we know they worse. Is that just because immigrants will work less does not mean that um Americans, especially like this generation of people are lazy. It's just no. It's just I'm just not going to work for what you think I'm worth.
Right.
And I feel like a lot
You
of people.
talking about something that people been complaining about all throughout American history, immigrants doing XYZ.
Yeah, because they always say like
It's a problem that's not gonna go away.
yeah, because they said it was like immigrants work harder than Americans, and I was like,
For
first
what?
of all, that's bullshit. What was you gonna say, Chris?
No, you just said it. It's like, but for what pay? They may work harder, but for what pay? Because even me, I've experienced where a woman was dealing with patients, but she was speaking bilingual. You're supposed to get paid more, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But she was willing to not only speak bilingual, but do other things she had no business doing unless she was either part of a union or she was credited. But she did not do any of that stuff, and she was still doing all those things for less pay than me. So okay.
Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, sorry to cut you off, but like at the
you
same
good?
time, I feel like it's also a culture aspect because, again, I love bringing this up. Crystal, you're Caribbean, and I'm pretty sure that the person that was also bilingual came from another place. Usually, people from like other cultures, we immerse ourselves in other cultures. Like, bro, I'm from Ghana. I know more about Nigerians than a lot of Nigerians do. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've literally grown up with their culture all my life. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with Jamaican culture. Always been there. Like there has never been a time in his. I do not know a Ghanaian person that like I've ever known in my life to not have a Jamaican playlist of any sort. None.
Damn.
Like every single one of them has some type of Jamaican playlist. Every single one. So it's like we understand a lot of languages. We understand a lot of like, bro, it's a culture thing, and I feel like in places like France where there's like a homogenous place, like the native French, the native UK people, like native, not Native Americans, but like the people that were like born and raised here, don't really go outside much. They have their own little bubble, so you get to see that lazy thing. Like you get to see how those type of cultures weaponize that type of rhetoric, because that's what I think it is here. I think it's just weaponized. Because when somebody says I'm lazy, it doesn't feel like anything. It's just, oh, this nigga just babbling, this nigga ranting, this nigga mad. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he only saying I'm lazy because I'm not doing what he want me to do. It's like your mama does when you don't do something a certain way. It's like, or she noticed that something isn't like done. There's like a fork in the sink or whatever. Like y'all are so lazy. It's like, all right, she'll get over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, not to cut you off. I was just saying, like the lazy thing, like they weaponize that shit. They only use that whenever they want to gaslight you into doing something you know that they paying you less to do. They do that. They use that shit all the time. That shit don't mean nothing no more.
Yeah, and I also want to say this: every job I've been at, and like whether I wanted to or not, I've always been the one busting my ass harder than hell. Some of the immigrants that's been in there, and I've been around people that bust their ass everywhere I've gone to. And you guys, anybody that I work for, I've always bust my ass for the job I've done, whether I was credited for it or not. So there's not so I can always tell people miss me with the bullshit. Some people I've seen some people not lift a damn finger and get promoted off of just some people what you know. So I do think hard work will get you somewhere, but you're gonna need more than just hard work to get to some places that you need to. You gotta know people, man. I feel like a lot of people are not putting that into what trying to make it out here because I've seen so many people like who didn't deserve the position they got, but they knew somebody and that's how they got in. So you can always miss me with that bullshit.
Fuck this shit out my mouth.
Also, and to my actual thank you to my actual final thought. I actually saw this Facebook post about like Raven Simone and how she like damn near carried Disney Channel for like the time that she was on when that's how Raven when she was on. And I was thinking to myself, who had a better run than Raven Simone on the Disney Channel? And I can't really think of many. So
I can't really think of anyone. I think the people that come the closest to me are Tia and Tamara.
Are we talking
You
solely
think-
about females or the whole Disney Channel?
the whole Disney Channel.
Oh,
I was thinking even beyond Disney Channel because I think Raven Simone can her run can
Oh, you
fuck
said
with,
beyond Disney Channel? Oh
yeah,
shit!
like she can
Because you reaching back to Cosby era then.
Oh
Shit.
no, nigga, this is a topic. The fuck?
that's what I'm saying. I think her run could like really fuck with a lot of people's run, like Urkel and
Like,
like Tommy from
do we?
Power Rangers.
Is
It's like
this a
thinking about
no? Is this a thing? Is this becoming a Raven Simone appreciation topic?
you could say that.
Is
But
that what's happening right now? I'm not complaining.
I've always loved Raven Simone. Y'all heard me say I've said like when she was on Dr. Doolittle, that's where like I was like, God damn, this woman's I thought she was like the baddest woman on the planet when she was on
Yeah.
Dr. Doolittle too.
There was a point where Raven was like, yeah, she was up there.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely had a peak, and that peak was strong. She had a very strong peak.
The only thing is, I didn't like her part of the Cheetah Girls. I think that cheapened her.
Really?
I said what I said.
Nah.
Damn.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. They were too cheesy for me. I would rather watch Keenan and Kel and Burger.
I mean, it's a teen movie. It's going to be cheesy,
No, it's not.
nigga.
I don't believe that. Stop playing.
Now I can agree with the cheesy point though, because like when I do be watching Cheetah Girls back, like when I watch it back
I
now,
hate
as
Cheetah
an
Girls,
adult,
by the way. So
I can't hate Cheetah Girls. I know like every song by heart. I don't know why. Don't I?
No.
Why?
Then it came out how one of the members has slept with all the B2K members. Like,
The sex was spectacular.
Oh,
so not only is cheesy, but
okay, premises.
now I can't think about all I could. Yo, my mind just went somewhere else. Mm-mm.
man.
Down, baby. I do.
With the fellas. Oh my god, but yeah, bro, I know like pretty much all their songs except for like the third one, because the third one, was like there was only 3 of them. Like that movie don't even really count like that. It had some shit, but 2 was the best one though. Cheetah Girls 2, I fuck with 2.
I just wanted Raven. I don't care. I just wanted her.
Yeah, because I don't even think High School Musical could fuck with Raven Simone's run.
Nope. No, it could not.
Never.
And it did
Never.
try. It did try. I give them that. It had a good attempt.
It did. Jonas Brothers, like, nah.
Jonas, but nah, nigga, hell no, not the. Jonas
I think they were trying to be like Instinct in them. No.
I was thinking more Hanson.
Okay.
I think they just kind of like happened though. Like the Jonas Brothers, they just kind of like popped in. It's like, hey guys, then they got famous.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
right?
you remember Big Time Rush?
Yeah.
Big Time Rush. Like, yo, there was a time where like they were growing real fast. Like, they was actually doing tours and shit, I think.
Oh hell
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. Like,
and the show wasn't that bad either.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't they have a TV show?
Yeah, the show wasn't that bad either.
Now that, even though I did think it was cheesy, I was like, not that bad.
I mean, but sometimes cheesy can be good though, because like cheesy when done right is actually like funny.
Give us an example,
bruh.
Nick Cannon.
Damn.
You know who also had a really good run though? Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff had a really good run.
She did.
No, that's the show I watched religiously.
Bro, Lizzie McGuire, she did Cadet Kelly. I think she did she do The Color of Friendship? Was she in that movie or was that someone else?
I have to look that up. You might be right, but I have to look that up.
Huh.
I watched all the dark shows though back in the day. Like,
no, it wasn't her. It wasn't her. It wasn't her.
Angel.
It was someone else. But yeah, like Hillary Duff, she had a really good run too.
Shit, I'm thinking of some other people in this category. Some of the names that are coming to mind though, like you're talking primary Disney. A couple of the names I'm thinking of were in Disney.
Is Keenan and Kel part of Disney or is Nick?
That's Nickelodeon. Separate things.
But I did say outside of Disney. It's like I would put her.
Oh, well, okay.
So like,
I gotta know. Sticking to females. What the hell happened to Amanda Bynes?
A lot.
Dan
Nah, a
the
lot.
Man Snyder.
Because
And to
Dan
talk,
the Man Snyder. That's just
that is forbidden.
yeah.
no, because I loved her on all that. Her spinoff show, the Amanda Show, was actually funny as hell.
It was very funny. But we don't talk about
Love that show.
Vines. I want to remember her how she was before she got fucked over.
Mm.
And that's another thing too. A lot of them be getting fucked as soon as they leave Disney or as soon as they leave like Nickelodeon.
Man,
Dan the Man Snyder.
one of my personal favorites from that era, and she had the spinoff with Ariana Grande, fucking Jeanette McCurdy.
Oh,
I
she's
don't
another one.
I don't care what anyone says. She made iCarly. She made that show. Jeanette McCurdy made that show.
She's another one with a sad story too. Sad.
Yeah,
But
bro. She was actually happy her mother died.
Yeah, she was. She wrote a book about it.
She wrote a book about how happy she was her mother died. I was like, oh, I see why Sam was the character that she was in iCarly. I see, like, because she
That
acted that
was
part way too well.
that was her being her.
Yeah, that was her being her, nigga. She let some shit off in that fuck. Nah, you bro,
She went
nah,
through it
watch
fucked
iCarly.
up.
Yeah, nah, like when I watch iCarly, especially like Sam, like the character, the shit that she be doing, and some of the shit that she be saying, it makes sense. Now
Yeah.
it all makes sense.
It all just blended together so well. My favorite, no, I'll never forget my absolute favorite episode of iCarly was the one that when they was trying to get Sam to act more feminine until the one girl started picking on Carly.
Mm-hmm.
When Carly gave that attack order and she pounced on that, oh man,
Yeah, because
there are very few instances where I laughed that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you just love friendships like that where you could just sick your friend on people?
Everyone needs that one crazy friend. At bare minimum one. If you have a group of them, more power to you. But get you at least that one psychotic ass friend.
Nah, Ray, I felt that hell yeah, because we definitely sank that on a lot of people. we definitely did.
oh yeah, you most definitely. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, even like I take it outside of Disney. Who had a better run than Raven Simone? There's not that many people up there.
Does Sabrina count?
You want to say Sabrina?
She
She's a whole adult. I don't know.
What was it? Melissa Joan Hart. That was her name.
Yeah, she had a show before that on Nickelodeon, right? Like
Am I or Buffy? I always mix these two.
Clarissa Explains It All or something like that.
Yeah, Clarissa Explains It All.
Buffy
is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I feel like the only other girls that are like touching Raven is like Lindsay Lohan, the fucking the Olsen twins, and
I forgot about them.
The Maury twins.
The ones that lived in a hotel.
Zach and Cody.
Zach and Cody. Nah, they ain't.
Sorry, forget what I said.
Ryan Gosling.
To be fair, Zach and Cody was fun.
Yeah.
I could rewatch that. I could obviously rewatch that.
When they brought people from that college show, I forgot Dwayne and the other one. I was like, okay,
Different
you
world.
bring back old school. So I was, Anyone else?
That's what I'm saying. It's like only people you could really put up there is what Keegan and Kel, and like I said, Jason David Frank from Power Rangers,
another guy.
You gotta put her up there with the guy.
Oh, that's what
But
you
even then, I put Raven Simone above Keenan Kel. So
Yeah, I can put her above.
she sold merch for like she made them buku bread.
Oh no, she definitely sold merch. That's a fact.
What about I'm going way back though. I can't really compare her to like Smart Guy and those kind of shows because it just doesn't match.
See, exactly. It got you thinking.
Yeah, it does.
That's what I'm saying, Ray. This is a fucking topic, nigga.
Yeah, so it's like who you comparing her to? SpongeBob.
Nigga.
Damn.
Bro, this is about to be a fucking multiverse, nigga. Raven versus the world.
She has so much different things going for her. Did she even have like a cartoon?
No, but it's probably gonna happen at some point now that you said something about it.
She was in cartoons, but she didn't. See, it was like got you thinking.
Because I'm thinking about like the Pains, but that's cartoon again.
Shit, Mark Hamill is the Joker.
I can't.
You said Mark Hamill in the Joker.
With you.
That doesn't count. Disney didn't buy Lucasfilm yet.
I'm waiting for them to say fucking to buy Sony.
Harry Potter.
Damn.
I was like,
Shit, they kind of overlap too.
There is Ryan Gosling. He started off in Disney.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
I forgot. But that's another guy. So we ain't got nobody. And then the other shows it doesn't even like relate to the kind of genre that Raven was in. So it doesn't really count.
No, because but the reason why
what name was you? Go ahead, Founder.
Regina King.
But I was just
we
saying,
gotta pull voice actors now.
The only reason why I was thinking so hard is because, bro, they really done tried to recreate Raven with other people. Remember Brenda Song? Remember Wendy Wu? I was like, I mean, the movie was cute. It should have got a sequel, but damn.
Yo, it's like Comedy Central after the Chappelle Show.
It was just dry.
The comedy show after the Chappelle Show, they were trying to find another Chappelle Show.
What's it 2.0 after the Chappelle?
Say again?
I think, and then after the Chappelle Show, I think the closest thing they had might have been Sia.
Yeah, that's basically, and that had a couple of seasons on there too,
which was fun, but it wasn't Dave Chappelle.
It wasn't, but he was funny though. I like that show. My name is Sia was funny.
Yeah, because like,
I'll never forget the DPD song.
Because they started coming out with like Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place and fucking Sunny with a Chance, and I'm like,
Yeah, I like Selena Gomez, but I'm not putting her above Raven either.
Yeah, you're right. This is a whole.
I'm not even putting Zendaya above Raven, and Zendaya kind of like having a run of her own.
No. You know who I'm putting up there with Raven right now as we speak because of the shit that he's doing now? Tyler James Williams.
Who?
That's his name, right?
You said who?
Tyler James Williams.
I'm gonna look at.
What's he on?
Everybody Hates Chris.
You are absolutely right. How could I fucking forget? He's on Abbott.
Yeah, he's on Abbott. He's the star of the show.
Honestly. Say it properly. Okay.
Don't play. You should call it a bot.
A bot.
Yo, About Elementary. What the fuck is that? Oh, Abbott. You guys are so normal. Whatever.
Bruh.
Don't mind them.
Crazy.
Don't mind them. They don't come from where we come from. Sometimes our English is different. Don't laugh at us.
I'm laughing.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Oh man. Well, I guess that's my final thoughts. So unless y'all can like name someone else.
Nah, Tyler James Williams that's my pick.
Yeah, it's Regina King for me. 227 to today.
That's a good list of people too.
This Megan good.
I'm not putting her, but I won't even put it. I like Megan Good. I'm not even no.
But I mean,
I liked her because of Skeeter, but she didn't really carry
You
that
just
show.
reminded me of the show. You just reminded me of the show.
Kiki Palmer.
No, it's the one with the father. Water. Damn it.
Kyla Pratt.
One.
You're thinking of Kayla Pratt, 1-on-1. You're thinking of Kayla Pratt.
Thank you, Dion. 1-on-1.
Thank you, D Wolf, because you definitely said it.
I love Kiki Palmer too. And like that was what was it? True Jackson VP. I think that was supposed to be like their version of That's So Raven too, in my opinion. So,
and it's funny because the show was good.
Very good. I watched the whole series.
Like True Jackson VP, I remember that show being good, but it just never really like went far.
I never watched it, but then again, I'm like, it was like way beyond my audience. So
I mean, I liked it. I thought the show was good.
I heard good things about it, so it's just.
Damn! You know who I wanted to say? You remember Just Jordan, that nigga, but he done. I haven't heard from him in a while too.
Oh shit!
I was thinking, what was his name? Jack, or some shit like the famous.
Oh, the famous shit. Yeah, he would have been but he off himself.
Yeah.
Because he was still relevant.
That's right. Ooh.
That man had a career. I thought he was going to go places too. I like Regina King because she's still like doing that thing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so adorable in 227. I'm watching the series now. I feel like I missed out, but she was so adorable. She still is, and her eyes are gorgeous. But you don't really see it as much now than when she was a kid. It was like popping with the hazel. So
I think it was because of the braces.
Oh, shit.
But I guess I was just ending with this. I'm glad. Like I guess people are showing the appreciation of Raven Simone because even though she could be cuckoo a couple times but as an actress, that woman is a phenomenal actress, and like I do give that woman flowers when like she needed because to me she had one of the best runs I've ever seen, especially when it comes to like child actors or just child stars in general. So I would like to thank everybody for jumping on to the podcast once again. I would like to thank all y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is Let Me Just Say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Cheers.
Adios.